We were walking through Paris the other day. We were coming from the Jardin de Luxembourg, walking toward the Eiffel Tower. Walking along the Rue de Babylone, we came by an open gate in a tall wall. Our French is not that great, but we read the placard on the wall. It says Jardin de Catherine-Laboure, and it is a public park, so we just walked in.
It turns out that tucked away behind the thick walls is a lovely little parking garden. Kids are playing on the lawn, parents strolling through the park, and Parisians hang out to enjoy the sun. Many come prepared with full picnic, bottles of wine, no brown bags. And it looks like very few tourists, if any, make it to this little park.
For me, the most striking thing in the park are the fruits and the vegetables that are growing all over the place. At the far end of the park, we saw a wall of raspberry that are almost ripe and they're ready for harvest. Okay, I take it. Here we have sugar plums. I love sugar plums. They tend to be a lot tastier than the large round ones we can find in our grocery stores. But unfortunately, the plums are not ripe yet. Just have to pay another visit later. The curator of the yard attached this lovely carved and painted label with specific cultivar to each tree.
The genus Malus is the Latin name for apple and crabapple. With a bit of Googling, it turns out that the cultivar Melrose was created in the US during World War II and somehow must have made it to Paris. Oh, and Melrose apple is the official apple of the state of Ohio.
Just like the sugar plums, the apples are not quite ripe yet. We couldn't help wondering if the visitors to the gardens are free to pick apples or plums when they are ripe. Turning to the left, we run into an exquisite vegetable garden. One thing that strikes me in French gardening and the French landscaping in general is the immense diversity. I never saw any patch of garden in France that had only one single plant. You always see vegetables mixed with flowers, and usually you have 2 or 3 different types of vegetable close planted together.
We also did not see any vandalism or anybody trying to pick fruit, vegetables, or to cut flowers. This all seems to work without any obvious security. At least I could not spot any security anywhere around the garden.
Next to the garden, there's a small area that looks like a nursery. This might be the place where they grow seedlings, as we can see a few over here, or maybe it's just a community garden center. Paris is a very densely populated place with tiny apartments and very little space for private gardening. Judging by the flies in the park, there seems to be a major effort underway Parisians to grow vegetables on the windowsill, balcony, wall, roofs, or whatever little space that they can find in this densely populated urban area.
We did a little bit more research on the Jardin de Catherine-Laboure. Wikipedia tells us this park was originally the kitchen garden of the Convent of the Daughters of Charity. The convent was established in 1633.
Wow, that's old.
In 1977, this garden was opened to the public and has become a local hangout. Well, I'm glad we found this little gem of a garden while walking through Paris. If you have more information on the Jardin de Catherine-Laboure, please leave a comment below. And if you like this content,
Click
the
the
subscribe button.
subscribe button.